Yes.
State of New California notice to all Californians, Chapter 2, grievance number 33, December 8th, 2020. New California is a new state in development, exercising its constitutional right to form in the state of California. The process to form New California is authorized and codified in Article 4, Section 3 and 4 of the United States Constitution. Statement of intent. The citizens of New California have decided to remedy the abuse of power by the government of California by exercising their right to form a new state provided in the United States Constitution, Article 4, Sections 3 and 4. We are determined to live under a state government in the United States of America under the Constitution of the United States. New California Declaration of Independence of January 15, 2018 states, whenever any form of government becomes destructive, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it and to institute new government. When a long train of abuses and acts to seize and hold the people's power without legal authority and pursuing invariably the same object that clearly demonstrates a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Preamble of the New California State Constitution states, we the representatives of the undersigned counties within the state of California do acknowledge and humbly invoke the favor of Almighty God for the continued civil and religious liberty to ourselves and our posterity. The First Amendment of the United States Constitution states, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of a religion, prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people to peaceably assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. The Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution states, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall be issued but upon the probable cause supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. The counties of New California State brought forward 95 Chapter 1 grievances between January 2018 and November 2019. On April 28, 2020, New California will issue 95 additional grievances, Chapter 2, to be announced in public on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. State of New California Grievance 33 Declaration of Grievance Statement of Facts. The people of California are suffering from a tyrannical state government which fails to provide a Republican form of governance, enables and supports across its southern border the invasion of the United States of America by illegal foreign nationals, and protects vicious criminals who commit outrageous crimes of violence upon the citizens of America, and all caused by a government of and for a monoparty system led by a tyrannical dictator who openly defies federal law. California state government violates the following. United States Constitution, Article 4, Section 4. The United States shall guarantee to every state in the Union a Republican form of government and shall protect each of them against invasion and on application to the legislature or the executive when the legislature cannot be convened against domestic violence. United States Constitutional Article 6. This Constitution and the laws of the United States which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States shall be the supreme law of the land, and judges in every state shall be bound thereby, anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary notwithstanding. First Amendment, United States Constitution. Congress shall make no law respecting or establishing religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people to peaceably assemble and to petition the government for redress of grievances. The 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution, Section 3. No person shall be a senator or a representative of Congress or an elector of a president and vice president or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state, who having previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States or as a member of any state legislature or as an executive judicial officer of any state to support the Constitution of the United States shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same, or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. But the Congress may, by vote of 2/3 of each house, remove such disability. We, the people of the United Counties of New California, seek the removal of California State Governor. We are determined to stop the one-man rule of a pusillanimous, craven dictator whose words and actions are a grave danger to all U.S. citizens in California. To the astonishment of an entire onlooking world, corrupt politicians and enemy collaborators have engaged in a coordinated plot to overthrow not only free elections in the United States, but the United States itself as a republic. California is the epicenter of this activity and has been the growing proving ground for the means and methods that are now being employed by leftists nationwide to steal elections all across the nation, thus far with impunity. Dismantling of the deep state must begin here with the creation of the 51st state, New California. We will excise the cancer of corrupt politics that threatens not only to destroy the state, but our entire nation. Wherever this corruption is found, and regardless of the party affiliation, it will be routed out. Collaborator, Merriam-Webster. Someone who works with another person or group, someone who assists an enemy, such as an invader, an occupying force. Ergo, the Germans had allies and collaborators who, whether from conviction or perceived necessities, sought a privileged place in Hitler's New Order. Robert Skidetsky. California's corrupt politicians have put their names and signatures to fraudulent ballots harvested by their fellow communist collaborators, and in so doing have become participants in insurrection, rebellion, and treason. Evidence is mounting that their ties to China, its global communist insurrection against legitimate governments, are substantial, and that they are financial as well as ideological, and that the warfare that is being waged upon us is of cyber warfare nature, and as well as involving espionage, sabotage, recruitment by foreign enemies and their networks of organized conspirators. The tyranny that California is suffering under is as great as what the colonies were subjected to under King George, which precipitated the throwing off that tyrannical government and the creation of our own United States in order to secure the liberties which are inherent in our all human beings by virtue of the nature of their creation by the Creator. We the people do hereby revoke the signatures of these criminals who feign to represent us, and we will have our day in court. Justice will be served. New Californians lead the nation in petitioning the federal government to recognize the insurrection that is unfolding before us and to use the tools and devices of modern warfare to combat these threats, including the use of military tribunals. Insurrection. The government of California, the current socialist governor dictator, and monoparty systems along with local officials are following a coordinated design with the intent to actively engage in the acts of insurrection against the United States Constitution. The Insurrection Act of 1807 and the Emergency Economic Powers Act are the United States federal laws that govern the ability of the President of the United States to deploy military troops within the United States to put down lawlessness, insurrection, and rebellion. Acts of secession. The California government, in conjunction with the socialist state executive, instituted wherever the current socialist governor dictator has usurped power, has actively engaged in acts of secession and have created a reign of terror on the United States citizens living in California with the intent to secede from the United States of America, to thus destroy the very union of states that secures our liberty and freedom. Abdication of authority. Betrayal by the sitting socialist governor dictator of California, the monoparty legislation, and local officials is evidence of the abdication of the responsibilities of authority and the sovereignty over the citizens of the United States living in the California state. The citizens of New California state pray for the President to exercise his authority under the Insurrection Act of 1807 or the Emergency Economic Powers Act to end the tyranny being foisted upon the United States citizens living in California. This concludes these proceedings.